Good evening, and my name is Latizion, also known as LHB Loves EDU on Twitter and IG, and I bring you daily doses with LHB. Now, of course, this is not always daily because I do not always get the opportunity to come on, but I do the best that I can to make sure that I get here as much as possible and share the word and share my devotional stories that I read daily. So, I want to say that Deacon Lincoln is here with us. He's showing his step off. Say hey. Say hey, Lincoln Pooh. Lincoln Pooh has been taking care of mommy these past few days. I wasn't feeling well at all yesterday, and it actually kind of started the night before. So, the day before yesterday night and all yesterday, I finally got back to my regular self by today. And I will say Deacon Lincoln stayed by my side the entire time. I had to actually get him to leave my side to go use the bathroom and stuff, because if not, he wouldn't have went. He was just going to stay laying underneath me. And that's just one thing that I appreciate about dogs, and the connection that as humans we make with them. And they're so freaking smart, and it's like they know when something's wrong, or when something's not right. They can even sense it. And when I tell you, I've had Lincoln for over 8 years now. He has been loyal. He has been through the thick and thin with me, and he may be stubborn and hard-headed at times, but I am greatly appreciative for him being in my life. And I hope he has many more seasons and reasons to be my Lincoln, also known now as Deacon Lincoln. So just wanted to share my little piece on him. Our first devotional that we're going to have today is entitled, Please Don't Make Me Wait. Our verse is from Psalms 130, verse 5, and it reads, I wait for the Lord, I expectantly wait, and his word do I hope. Waiting. It is a big part of our everyday lives, and most of us don't particularly enjoy it or have time for it, especially busy people who usually have way more to do in a day than they can possibly accomplish. But I can tell you from experience that our attitude about waiting can make all the difference in the world. Like the Israelites who spent 40 years making an 11-day trip, I was stuck in a modern-day wilderness of my own. I had many wrong attitudes that contributed to the prevention of my progress. But one of the major roadblocks for me was an impatient attitude that made me want to scream. Please don't make me wait for anything. I deserve everything immediately. I had a long and interesting journey before I learned that waiting is part of our walk with God. We will wait, that is a given, but it is how we wait that determines how difficult the wait will be. When you arrive for an appointment with your doctor or dentist, you have to wait your turn. The first thing the receptionist tells you is, please have a seat while you're waiting. Being seated indicates that a person is resting, and that's exactly what we should do, both in the doctor's office and in the wilderness experiences of our lives. While we're waiting for God to do the things that we asked for him to do, we should rest in him. Another attitude that prevented me from making progress was I will do it my way or not at all. This stubborn attitude is one that many people have to deal with. If it is not dealt with, the promised land living becomes a blurry image and never a reality. Something we see off in the future but never experience. But it doesn't have to be that way. When we are serious about making some changes in our attitudes and allow the Holy Spirit to help us, we can take a shortcut through the wilderness instead of going the long way around. Trust in Him. Having a good attitude in a trying situation is at least 90% of the battle. There will always be trials in life, but as we trust God and continue to do what He is showing us to do, we will always come out victorious. Now, I enjoyed that reading, and what stuck out to me the most is that, yes, as people, there are times when we are impatient. I know I'm impatient. My nail tech, I appreciate her because when I go to her, it's my appointment. It's my time. I don't have to wait. I don't have to do any of that waiting on anyone else to get done or anything like that. I can just call her up and say, which day can you get me? She tell me the day. She tells me the time, and I get there. And there's no having to sit in a shop and wait for anybody or just feeling uncomfortable or any of that. So I am appreciative of my nail tech for that, and I will have to let her know, especially during our Christmas visit when it's time to do the nails for the month of December, that I really appreciate you for that. But moving on, there are times when we do become impatient about things. And so just as what set with me was the part where they said that you go to the doctor's office and you fill out your information or pay your copay and all of that, and they tell you to please wait and be seated until it's your turn to go to the back. And during that time, you're supposed to sit and rest. Well, that's the same thing that you're supposed to do with the Lord. Excuse my dogs. If you ask Him for something, or if you're seeking answers from Him about something, you ask, you pray. You're not supposed to worry. You ask, you pray, and you do whatever your parts are that needs to be done from you. And then the remainder of the time, you sit, you wait, and you be patient until it's time for whatever it is that you seek or you asking for to come true. So that set with me where it said, you rest in Him after you give your request, and you patiently wait until it's your turn to receive whatever it is that you ask for. So I felt that was a really, really good read, and it was an understanding that I could relate to, and I hope the same for others. Our next read and our last read is called God Likes Playing Hide and Seek, so keep seeking. Our scripture comes from Matthew 7, verses 7 through 8, and it reads, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be open." Love that one. I didn't know the exact scripture, but now I do know, and I love that one. Love, love, love. And I'll explain more toward the end the importance of it, because you have to be careful. You have to be really careful when you ask God for something, because you never know how it is that you're going to receive what it is that you're asking Him for. And I'm a English teacher, and before I start the devotional story, I wanted to share, there was a story that we read in English class, and it was the monkey's paw. That's what it was. It was entitled The Monkey's Paw. And if you've read that story, it's a high school story. But long story short, you can make a wish on this monkey's paw. And the family made a wish on the monkey's paw, and they wished for money, which is what most people ultimately wish for. But something happened, and because of what happened, was the way that they ended up getting the money that they requested. Now, what happened was not a good thing. And that's why I say you have to be careful, because they made a wish. And I think it was like $3,000 or 3,000 pounds or whatever the case may be. Well, they had to lose somebody in order to get that type of money. And then toward the end of the story, the mother had one wish, and well, it was three wishes altogether. And on that second wish, the mama wished for her son to come back. Well, once someone is sent off and they're supposed to be gone where they're supposed to be gone to, you don't summons for them to come back, because they're not going to come back the same person that they were when they originally left. And so the third wish, it makes you, it gives you suspense. It's really a good story. If you haven't heard of Monkey's Paw, you really need to read it. But on the third wish, we all came to the conclusion that the dad made the third wish and wished for the son to not come back. And so there was loud knocking on the door. And then the next thing you know, once he made the wish, the knocking stopped. And so we were like, okay, we know what the three wishes were. But check out The Monkey's Paw. It's an old story, but I just wanted to tie in that you have to be careful for what it is that you're asking for, because you have to be prepared for whatever happens in order for you to get what it is that you are asking for. You need to make sure you're in the right state of mind. You need to make sure that you are financially where you need to be. You need to make sure that I had one person made a request to me and was like, when am I going to find my husband? Okay. You can't just sit there and say, Lord, please send me a husband, because he might send you one and it may not be the one that you expect it to be. You have to have your list of qualities that you will want in your husband. And you also have to make sure that you're prepared within yourself and that you have the self-love that you need so that you can be able to love somebody else. And know that a marriage is not just, the roses and the honeymoon. That it takes hard work and dedication, a lot of commitment, trust. Everything you can think of is involved in a marriage. Some people might post all their beauty pictures of being happy and being on vacations and everything else, but they don't take you to what really happens when you're in the house with them and the cameras are not on. It could be a whole different ball game. And that's one thing about social media. People will post for you what it is that they want you to see and what it is that they want you to hear. They don't necessarily want to show you what real life is like, what really is like. Let's just post these pictures when we go on vacation, or let's just post our pictures because it's our anniversary. It takes a lot of work, and I'm a testimony that it takes a lot of work with marriage. But let me get back on track, because I was going to save that story for the end. But no, let me get back to devotional so we can tie it all together. Many people have asked me, why can't I sense God's presence in my life? At times, I have asked myself the same question. Some people may wonder if they've done something that caused God to leave them, but that is not the case. In Hebrews 13, verse 5, God himself said, I will not in any way fail you, nor give you up, nor leave you without support. I will not in any degree leave you helpless, nor forsake, nor let you down. This verse makes it pretty clear that God does not abandon us. He is committed to sticking with us and helping us work through our problems. While it is true that God never leaves us, he does sometimes hide for a while. I like to say that sometimes he plays hide and seek with his children. Sometimes he hides from us until eventually, when we miss him enough, we begin to seek him. As children are growing up, their parents are happy to take care of them. But as the children grow and mature, the parents want their children to love them because of who they are, not because of what they can do for them. If our grown children only came to see us when they wanted something, it would hurt us. We want our children to visit us because they enjoy being in our presence. It's the same with God. He wants to bless us with all good things, but when we only seek Him for the wrong reason, with the motive of just getting something from Him, it grieves Him. When this happens, He may hide from us for a time. If this happens to you, it is a good time to analyze your motives. Do you only seek God when you need something from Him? Or do you have a longing and desire to truly know Him intimately all the time? Trust in Him. If you're tired of playing hide and seek with God, let Him know you trust Him and desire to have His presence in your life. As you seek Him regularly with right motives, He will come out of hiding. Now that was a good read, because that I like how it drew in your parents. And this resonates with me because it's giving me something clear that I need to do. And what it's just made clear for me that I need to do is reach out to my grandfather. And in fact, I am going to call him, if not tonight, call him tomorrow morning and check up on him, because I don't want to be the grandchild that only calls when I have questions. I want to be the grandchild to him that calls him and, of course, wants to see him just because I love him. And once I sit here and think back to it, I think about every time he and I have a conversations, I'm either asking questions about something in particular, or I'm asking about his health or anything like that, but not just generally, just genuinely talking to him and just seeing how his day has been. And with COVID right now, we just haven't really been out of the house. So I haven't been able to take the boys around there to see him. But I do have his Christmas present. So I'm going to get it fixed up because I do have to upload some photos on his picture. His digital picture photo, and so that way he won't have to worry about uploading the photos, and the photos will already be on there. And so I need to take care of that present for him, but I am going to call him. If not tonight, I'm going to call him tomorrow morning just to check up on him and make sure he's doing well. And that sat with me when I just read this story. And so I don't want to be considered the one that only calls when I need something. And that's the same thing with God. I want to always give him his praise and his glory, not just when I need something, but just all the time, and have a regular relationship with him. So I hope you have enjoyed our double dose of daily doses with LHB. I really resonated with both stories. I hope you were able to as well. And I'm going to say that I have plans on being back here tomorrow morning. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well the last day or two, but I feel much better today, and I was able to get some things accomplished, and I do plan on coming tomorrow morning and sharing some more things. So with that being said, I hope you all have enjoyed our double daily doses for today. And this will be LHB Loves EDU signing out. I say be kind, be safe, stay safe, be blessed, and you all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night. And I look forward to all of us waking up and having a wonderful and productive Wednesday. And I hope to see you all tomorrow for another dose of Daily Doses with LHB. Oh, don't forget, if you are on Twitter, follow me at LHB Loves EDU. If you're on IG, find me at LHB Loves EDU. And please subscribe to my channel. Please like, please comment, I enjoy the comments that I get. I go through all of them. I try to like them all. And if they ask questions or say things really kind, I respond back to it. I'm just trying to get a positive message out there as best as possible. I'm not trying to change anybody, but I just want to share with you the devotional stories that I read and hope that they resonate with you in some way, fashion. Deacon Lincoln is back to join us. So he came at the beginning of devotional and he's come at the end of devotional. You all be blessed. Please stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night. I'll try to get in contact with you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.